Oh dear, I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say just starts...
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
How dare you?
How dare he always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. See, he plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, come on, come.
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big, gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. We stop at a gas station.
You just walked right off the cliff. It was hilarious.
I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, that's funny. I was just like, do, and I was like over here, and I was like, whoa. Oh, see, you thought I was gonna do it.
And he did it. All right.
Oh,
I missed it.
I was fully. I didn't know how to do it. I was just messing around.
Yeah, you.
W.
Oh, that was gold. That was gold.
Goddamn, Fargoth, this is some serious gourmet shit. Usually me and Nerevar would be happy with some freeze-dried moon sugar, right? But he springs this serious gourmet shit on us. What flavor is this?
Knock it off, Dagoth.
What?
I don't need you to tell me how fucking good my skooma is, okay? I'm the one who buys it. I know how good it is. When a Rill goes shopping, he buys shit. I buy the gourmet expensive stuff because when I drink it, I want to taste it. But you know what's on my mind right now? It ain't the skooma in my kitchen. It's the dead noir in my garage.
Oh, Fargoth, don't even worry about that.
No. Let me ask you a question. When you came pulling in here, did you notice a sign out in front of my house that said Dead Noir Storage?
Fargoth, you know I ain't seen no...
Did you notice a sign out in front of my house that said Dead Noir Storage?
No, I didn't.
You know why you didn't see that sign?
Why?
Cause it ain't there. Cause storing dead onwas ain't my fucking business. That's why.
Not straight. Stay tuned.
It's all part of a new program we like to call Deep Hurting. Deep Hurting.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Night Sith. We're back, baby. We're back. Episode 123, 123. I'm your host, the Fractured Filter, and with me here is, as always, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
Dude, we're back in action. The co-host that has no access because my thing does not work.
And you decided to try and access this of all times right before.
I was not late. I was not late.
No,
Static.
you were on time.
Yes.
It's just you decided you were going to try and get the
and then Fractured admonished me. He's like, you right now is when you want to do this right now.
Well, you pick a hell of a time. What can I say?
Just to be clear, did you remove the second clip of me falling? In second,
not intentionally. I didn't even I was setting everything up this morning with the clips and stuff like that. I completely ditched on because my main thing was getting the Malgus clip of saying we have returned and everything. Yes. That was my main thing,
right?
And unfortunately, my brain just ditched, and I grabbed the second part, but not the first part of you falling.
But well, we got to bring that back in because that is gold. That is.
I will.
Gold.
No.
Second of all, is Dagoth Bradley?
What
is Dagoth? Whoever the dude was talking, Dagoth or Bagoth? Is that Bradley talking?
No,
that is Bradley talking.
It's
that
not.
Is Duke Devil. That is Duke. I'm telling you, that is Duke Devil 95 talking.
Wait, the guy complaining about the dead Enwa on his floor?
Yes.
Oh, that's not Dagoth. No, that's not Dagoth. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Bradley is in that clip. It is 1000% Bradley talking.
Interesting.
You can't hear that?
No, not particularly, but
is it just me?
It might be.
Well, if it wasn't date night for him, maybe he could come defend himself and tell me that's not him.
Maybe he will. He's not too busy.
All I heard was Bradley, but no, really quick. I just had an epiphany. Was it me moaning when I fell off, or was that?
Yeah, that was you. No, you're like
moaning because he missed it.
No, that was the Chiefs are just going. Oh, I missed it. That was all that was from him. You were doing the
the most unemotional person you'll ever meet if you ever have the pleasure of meeting.
Chiefster? What are you talking about?
Very.
You just gotta get him on the right topic. That's all.
Well, this is true. Starfield, very emotional. What did we talk about? What did we have him on the show? Was it Starfield? What were we talking about? He was very, very emotional. So
he's got to get the right subject matter for him, and then
he's like He's like a peacock, man. It's like he just does what he wants.
That's right. Absolutely.
If he likes you, then he'll talk to you, and if he doesn't like you, he'll just be like, "Oh yeah, sure, haha."
More or less.
Oh man.
Static is also not hearing it. He says, "I didn't hear Brad, and I hear Brad all the time."
Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just thought I heard Brad. I don't know. This is true. He is on Bloodbath.
Yeah.
Or Thursday pregame.
He will be. Yeah, he's occasionally on there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I just
pregame for Thursdays.
Yeah. I did. I've been out of the loop, man. I've been off the last 2 weeks. First week I took some time off, and I had family in town. But I did catch Static did a late stream Saturday night. Last Saturday did a late stream, but I didn't see you on it. I don't know
what the gaming stream.
Maybe it was
when we're playing the first Ascendant or whatever. I
thought it was Elden Ring. I thought he was playing Elden Ring.
Oh, he did play that. I think he played that after.
Okay.
Yeah, because that Saturday but something was going really goofy with the the stream and stuff from my end.
I did pop
so.
into Static. I don't know if he normally does a show. If he does, I apologize, Static. I don't know, but I did pop in to watch whatever he was doing Saturday night. But I didn't see you on there. I didn't see Bradley either, so I didn't know if you went to bed or if you normally jump on. Is it Chatterday? What does he do?
Oh, the Saturday Chatterday.
Is that what he does after?
That's an entirely different thing. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if he had a show after.
That's
Saturday
people,
night.
and that's also a bunch of gaming. So Brad doesn't generally join that one.
Oh, okay, I got you. But...
Yeah.
Well, I know you didn't have a lot to talk about, but I sure there's all this drama. This always happens when I decide to, like, if I either need to take a break or if I have stuff going on. Whenever this happens,
things have been popping off. Yeah, some things have been popping off here and there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you want to talk about, but I've noticed, like, I saw spacing. Tim had a kind of he had in his thumbnail, but there's that stuff going on. There's all this geeks, and I don't know where you want to start, but
let me start with the chat and then we can get into some stuff.
So
sounds like a good plan.
So pumped.
All right. So we had first in Melissa Lord saying, "Hey there, the fractured filter. Hello." And Static was saying, "So late," but then I retaliated with "your face." I felt that was accurate.
Very accurate.
And hello,
bearded face.
Hello, Star Wars Marvel purist saying a real Inquisitor. I believe that was for Malgus there and his Sith Legion. Nerdy Neo, hello, sir. Saying, glad to see you back. Now tell Hitman to respond to my Discord DM from like 3 weeks ago.
I did get them.
Chop, chop, boy.
I'm very excited.
And
I'm very
sorry,
honored.
Nerdy. I gotta respond to you as well.
Yeah, I do. I will say really quick, I am honored that Neo reached out. That's very humbling. So I appreciate it, sir. And yes,
now,
I will.
To get a little go. I just have to say for it all, we've managed to, with our time, build a crazy cool community. People reaching out to us to be on their streams and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm a black-pilled asshole.
Well,
I don't know why you want me around, but I'm always very grateful for it. I always have a lot of fun, and like people that share out our streams and stuff like that. You guys are always insanely cool, and
Here's the thing. It's one thing. I mean, you're so much better at this than I am. I'm really just extra baggage, right? I mean, there's a few things I can do, but it's really you're the one who's built this thing, and I've just had the honor and privilege of hanging around. But it's cool to see other people start asking me questions because it's like, okay, well,
that's Static wants you on. Carl of RNG Podcast wants to get.
There's hope for Hitman. He's just not extra baggage.
There's always hope for you. We keep trying to do stuff together for extra things, and that's why do you think I put the show off when you're not around?
Yeah, this is true. It's very, very kind.
See,
very kind.
Then you're not extra baggage.
Yeah. I don't want to be I don't want to be fired.
Oh boy.
We're just two crazy people talking, but it's cool to to your point, man. Like, who would have thought 123 episodes ago we would be here? We just wanted to. I mean, I've said this multiple times. We started this, not to cut you off, but we started this show just wanting to defend our love of Star Wars, and then it's grown into we people have come on and just listened to us, and it's cool to see, man.
Absolutely.
We're not out here playing both sides of the field like Star Wars theory, but I digress. I'm not gonna get into that.
Well, and it's like it is too. It's like it's been thanks to a lot of people that have helped build up the different platforms that we're also on. I mean, just recently,
that's what's cool though. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Because you have you've got Tim who remains humble and helps out other channels. You have Allura, the same thing. You've got, I mean, my goodness, you've got Static who, I don't know how long he's been doing it, but you've got, Static, Nerdy Neil, like everybody that is joined, is on, who tunes in helps each other out. And I think that's what's important. Nobody's higher than anybody else. Right.
Right. No, and like it is like over, like for, it was thanks to Carl from RNG. He did when I was streaming some Star Wars Shadows of the Empire which check out on the Fractured Filter Gaming channel. I had a lot of fun replaying that. I'm gonna basically be restarting that game so I can start earning the retro achievements because I had the wrong ROM source for it. But yeah, I was streaming and I had of course Twitch going as well, and he did a raid on that channel, and then we had extra and then Static jumped into. He helped and did a chat. So we got our build a community. Now, once we can get an average of 3 viewers on Twitch, we could potentially get that thing to a path to affiliate.
Yeah,
which I think means we can do even more with that channel on Twitch. So I mean, and it's been with we've had crazy help from different people at different times that have helped us elevate each of the different little platforms that we've got, from YouTube to Rumble, Odyssey, and Kick, and everything. And it's just really insanely cool how just people out of nowhere or whatever have done so. And always just and like you said, and I've said this plenty of times, we're just a couple of wackos shouting at clouds, a couple of crazy fools shouting at clouds, But always insanely cool. Always really appreciative for all you guys here in the chat too. Show up on Saturdays, show up for the gaming streams and stuff like that. So can't be more grateful than that. So let me get
couldn't say it better.
So let's see. Star Wars Marvel Pierce said, I got another premiere dropping in 30, redirecting to this stream as well. Thank you, sir. And I'll, after the fact, redirect people towards your channel as well. Because Star, again, another great person that's pointed people to our channel and stuff like that. Carl of RNG Podcast, Nerdy Neo, and everyone. Melee Games, when because I interact with them a lot on Twitter and everything like that. So they've given us shout outs. It's like it is just insanely cool for all of us that are just kind of in this little pond. Let's see. Nerdy Neo said, I've never seen Dagoth and Duke Devil in the same room together.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy.
Nerdy Neo said, I'm a peacock captain. You got to let me fly. Static saying, we do Chatterday on Saturdays. It's naturally a shit show. Well, when you're involving Dermy, yes.
But which is worse? Is it Chatterday or Monday Bloodbath? Which is worse?
Ooh, good question. Well, maybe Static will fill that.
Yes.
Marvel Pure said, no, Jarek. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Jarek was a true Inquisitor. Static saying, oh, you're claiming the black pill now? I always claim the black pill. I mean, also the person of ill remembrances. I remind people the worst things. One Star Wars Marvel Chris says 100 Hitman. Have you heard the tragedy of Desert the Wanderer? Of the Desert Wanderer. Nerdy Neo says yes, got those retro achievements. Yeah, I'm gonna start earning. I'm gonna start earning them. So, like I said, once I get get those retro achievements. Okay. Yeah, get after the fact. But yeah, I'm gonna start getting those retro achievements. I really want to, and especially for Shadows of the Empire. I love that game to death. So I'm looking forward to start earning those for sure. Okay. Well, I haven't seen you post anything for the Discord chat, so I haven't seen what Nerdy Neo saying Chatterday is definitely worse.
Okay.
Exactly. Go check out the Monday Night Bloodbath. It's fantastic. I believe Nerdy Neo, I believe you're on that, right? But yeah. And yes, Melissa, no, I didn't beat Shadows of the Empire. I've beaten it in the past, but I just didn't beat it when I was playing it last. And like I said, when we started the stream, is that I'm going to be restarting the game again so I can earn the achievements properly. So, yeah. Okay. Topic. Here we go. I got one. And this one is, I feel like this is going to be like Ryan Johnson always being mentioned about his quote unquote trilogy that's supposed to happen. And with this, it is Knights of the Old Republic remake. Developer insists the RPG is still alive and has even got a fresh cash investment to make sure it happens. Now, here's the thing. I am still doing my dance of cancellation. I do not want this to happen whatsoever, but let's see what is being said here. Because, Saber Interactive reminds folks that, oh, yes, KOTOR is still on its way, which it will be a very sad day should that actually go through. The Star Wars Natural Republic remake still is why, well, publisher insists as it accepts a big wallop of money. Saber Interactive recently split off from its flailing corporate owners of Embracer Group, which I don't know if it's gone away from the Embracer Group. We'll see, but I guess in deal with it worth almost $250 million. The publisher is now employing around 3,000 people without the backing of a giant conglomerate, which prompted them to accept the investment from private equity firms, Aleph Capital Partners and Crestview Partners. That I'm unfamiliar with those two groups, but even Marvel purists here are saying ESG money incoming. Oy. Hopefully that won't be
that again.
I mean, the problem is that they'd already spent time with this project, and they did originally have that horrendous wench, Sam Mags, a part of it, helping rewrite, quote unquote, the story, which to anybody that's played the game knows that it does not need any rewrites. It's pretty freaking phenomenal as it stands. I even replayed it not too long ago, and I want probably after Shadows of the Empire or maybe playing Battle for Naboo, which I have to get to because Carl wants me to play it. But I really want to get to doing a dark side playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 because I was itching to do that dark side stuff.
Well, really quick, when we reviewed this last time, wasn't this the whole thing where Revan people were trying to make Revan out as a female or male and pronouns and all that? Sam Mags was the same person.
She's that type of person that would absolutely want to change the canon and stuff like that. And
right, but in canon, Revan was a guy, not a girl.
Correct.
Yes,
and I mean, within game mechanics, yes, they allowed you to create a character and all that fun stuff. But no, like it is the main canon is that yes, Revan is a male and stuff like that. I could absolutely see them to canonize it within the Disney continuity that Revan would be some
female.
I don't know, some
non-female
or whatever, in some polycule relationship and shit like that. Like I could see them doing that, but for now, as it stands, we don't know what the situation is with this. Because I guess in the investments press release, Saber Interactive slightly toots its own horn as, quote, one of the world's leading independent game developers for all major platforms based on original licensed IPs, including successful titles such as Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. Okay. But here's the thing with that. If you have looked on the website for Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, they are taking ESG money. They have it right there on their website. If you want to just give me one moment, I could probably bring that up because, that's something that people did not want to really look into, and I don't blame them, but it should be a considering factor for people deciding on games if they really want to give money to companies that hate you. Despite, and that's been the thing too, is that CEO for the company has been saying a lot of different things contradicting what is being said on their website. Oh, is that okay? Hang on, let me go see this article. Crestview, Aleph Partners, but why are they mentioning Saber Interactive? Focus, because then there's Focus Entertainment. I'm really kind of confused here with some of this, but all right, this is here we go. I think I found where it is. Yep. Okay. So just really quick, even though they're mentioning stuff like this, over in the value section for Focus Entertainment, responsible for Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2, they do have the ESG report, so they're taking that ESG money. But back to this. Let's continue on with this. World War Z, Showrunner, Expeditions, Motor Runner Game, and Insurgency Sandstorm. It was also quick to name drop the projects it still has in the pipeline, though includes games based on A Quiet Place, Jurassic Park, and one that we've all been waiting for, Star Wars Knights of the Republic. Quote, with this investment, Saber Interactive will pay off all debt owed to Embracer Group, AB, in connection with its recent management-led buyout, and will accelerate growth initiatives, leveraging its experienced management team and core development strengths from 13 tightly integrated studios, the press release says. It's not a major update, but any whisper that KOTOR is still alive is noteworthy, considering its very bumpy road to release so far. 2 years ago, the RPG remake was indefinitely delayed, which, until we actually see anything 100%, this is where I'm still keeping it as being indefinitely delayed. Definitely delayed after a turbulent production at former developer Spire Media, which is what prompted Saber Interactive to take the reins. Fresh concerns about another delay or cancellation cropped up when the remake's first announcement trailer was scrubbed offline, but Sony claimed that was only down to expired music licenses. While we wait, check out all the video games release dates coming up, which are all shit. And when it comes to Sony, you definitely don't want to really kind of wait on them, because considering all their recent failures with things like Concord and their announcement for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Oh my lord, it's a fun thing. So
I don't know if Aspire did it. Who did it? Eclipse, or who was going to do Eclipse?
Oh, I believe that was Quantic.
Was it
Quantum?
Okay. Just another project that got indefinitely canceled.
I forget. There's been so many announcements, even for the Star Wars games, that's been like, who, what? So, I mean, I still see this as a bit worrying, because I really don't want a remake. I am more than happy and more than fine to keep replaying the original game. I can reinstall my different mods, from HD mods to then also the start as Jedi from the start mod, and I'm more than happy and content to keep replaying the original old game. Is it kind of janky? Sure. So it's a early 2000s RPG from BioWare, which was using a lot of kind of Dungeons and Dragons style mechanics for it. But otherwise, I mean, like, I still think it's just as fine to play. The nice thing with it too, even with its turn-based kind of pseudo turn-based combat, is that it keeps interactive with like the animations and stuff like that while you're doing so. So it doesn't feel as turn-based as it probably could with like a Japanese RPG or something. So, yeah. Do you have anything else?
They need not to touch it, because to your point, I don't know. Part of me thinks they will, because if they're taking ESG money, they're going to do it. Why are they taking money if they're not going to do it, is I guess my question. And this would be a perfect game for them to remake from a a DEI ESG perspective.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah, because they'll do exactly what
Go
what
make a new
Static
game.
here saying. Revan will be a twink.
Go make a new game and just roll out your ESG if that's what you want to do. Create a new character, hire Sam Maggs. She's good at it, and take that approach. Don't. But it's like they're killing two birds with one stone, right? Because it's already an established game. They have the rights to it, so they can do it, and they can irritate a lot of people in the process, which is their goal. Their goal is to push what they want to push and piss off who they want to piss off, and who are their target audience to irritate and just destroy is those of us who defend the true canon.
Right.
Or they could care less and they just want to destroy it. Either way, like I don't
one way or another.
But one way or another,
there is some pain coming our way
for sure. But it's funny that we talked about this a while ago with the potential remake, and now it's back in the news. So like, who's pulling the strings? And honestly, with Bob Iger at the helm of this company, I would be hard pressed to think that this wouldn't be a thing. One way or another. I could be wrong, and I want to be wrong, but I think that, like, if they're taking money, or if there's talk of them taking money, you could probably bet that something's going to happen. We can hope that it will.
It was more like they got separated from their own group, and now they've got quote unquote investment partners from private equity firms, which.
Of course, but they're not going to just take money without like delivering on it. It's going to be transactional. I give you money, you make this game.
Right.
I give you money, you do this.
Absolutely.
Because they're just not going to give them money. Who's just going to give free money away?
Oh, no one. Yeah. No.
In this perspective, I mean. So I'm so pumped to just see what they'll do. HK will be, have feelings, and we'll find him at a bar for droids drinking oil, as we did in
give them
Mandalorian.
Ideas. Don't give
they
them
already
ideas.
did it. They already did it in Mandalorian. The droids are getting drunk. HK will not be, he'll be a pacifist preaching, peace, and he'll not use the term meatbag because that's, offensive to PETA and other people.
Oh my God.
Bastila they'll race swap Bastila, they'll gender swap Revan. They'll probably not include Jeudy because he was a sarcastic, misogynist pig. They'll probably keep whoever the Cath Hound was because, hey, Filoni.
Oh, the Cathar?
Yeah, they'll probably keep Cathar.
Juhani?
Yeah, they'll probably keep her because, she's a cat lady. Everybody loves cats.
Well, she was canonically a lesbian, so.
Yeah, I did not save her.
I
don't know. Like, what do you do with the story? I don't even want to talk about it, but I just.
It doesn't just scare the ever loving bejesus out of you.
But then if you change the game, like, how do you rectify the book? Book's already been written. Guess it would just be separate, but.
Yeah, well, like it is. The Revan book too is considered, part of legend.
I can see, like, people like Star Wars Theory. Not talking trash on him, but like, because we want to stay true to canon, he would come and say, I don't know the dude. I see people would come out and defend, like, why can't it be different? Why can't you take a different approach? Maybe he would defend canon. I don't know, but. He made a big old stink when people were criticizing the 3 lesbian witches. Is like, was defending like that whole take. We gotta be careful though, because he's handing out lawsuits, so we can't be talking about that.
I've been seeing some of the drama there. Yeah.
I don't know. Leave it alone. That's the thing. I
I
think what
agree.
irritates me the most is like if you want to create something new, like you've already done, like you haven't. Hey, at the end of the day, you've not created anything new. You robbed Peter to pay Paul. You robbed the trash can of the EU that you've now deemed legends to create your own characters. And I've said it multiple times. I'm a broken record. You stole Kyle Katarn and made Andor, Cassian Andor. You've stolen Dash Rendar to make this girl in Outlaws. You know.
Last I knew, Ubisoft is actually feeling the pain of that one. So
you've made Luke Skywalker into Jake Skywalker. Like you like this isn't anything new. So like if you want to just create something new on your own, but don't it's crazy. It's just really what it comes down to, and then I'll end it on this, is just laziness. Like you don't have the wherewithal to create anything new. So you just gotta.
Well, the thing is too is like even when they try to, it's falling flat on their face when they take their turbo approach of, the messaging and everything like that. So that's why they have to try and fall back on established IPs.
But the stuff that they do create is just ludicrous. Like we watched Skeleton Crew. That is like
we watched the trailer for it, but we haven't actually.
Well,
seen
yes,
the series itself hasn't dropped.
Yes,
but...
the trailer itself though is what they created, and it's just, I feel like I feel like I'm watching Pink Floyd The Wall. Like nothing makes sense. So,
more or less.
Yeah. Okay, let's do over under. What are the odds that they're actually gonna go through with this if they're taking money? Are you say they're gonna remake it or they're not gonna remake it? Over under 50%.
I think they will. I think they will do everything they can to try and remake this game.
Over under
50%. Because once they remake it, it then establishes and canonizes Revan for Disney
for sure,
and that'll help them.
And who better to usher this out than Keanu Reeves playing Revan?
Oh God!
Over under 50% that this will happen.
Over. It's going. They're doing it.
All right.
At least that's just my thoughts.
Well, we're of the same. I was gonna say over 50%.
Yeah, over. But yeah, static. No. Yeah. Marvel.
I just don't know how they. I just don't know how they can do that though. I guess it doesn't make sense because the Thrawn books were written, and then they had Dad bod Thrawn in the show. So I just. Who do you believe though? If canon has been established, right? If the books are deemed canon, and you create a show that is contradictory. No, the perfect example is Kenobi. The Kenobi that we got in the show is not the same crybaby. I want to off myself. I'm be afraid of everything. In the book, right? So what do you believe? How can you establish new that's what I don't understand. And maybe Marvel.
Well, they established new canon by disregarding the old canon, calling it legends.
But it doesn't make sense though, because it's two different. Like clearly, I understand it, but like, how do you do it? How can you sit there and say this is canon? Well, no, because what you just created, what I'm seeing on this show, is not what was in the book.
Right.
Ooh, Nerdy Neo said he does not. Interesting.
He does not think we'll ever see the KOTOR remake, says Nerdy Neo. I don't know. Maybe it's just the cynic in me and how much they're destroying things.
You are very cynical, but to Nerdy Neo's point, how many shows ago did we originally review that we talked about this? And it's been how long?
Oh God, yeah.
But
it's been a year or two.
The thing that's different was when we reviewed it then, there was no ESG money involved. There was just talk about doing it.
I think that was where Embracer Group came in, because I think they're notorious for that sort of stuff.
Yes.
So they did have the ESG money. Or DEI or whatever the freaking hell you call it. But yeah. I don't know. That's just my I think they're gonna try and push us forward.
But you cannot not be cynical. If you're not cynical, then there's an issue. So just
being cynical. Then you have to wonder if I'm a pod person.
Yeah. So,
Well, and like Nerdy Neo also had said, the story is the best part. If you're gonna change something, give it a better gameplay. I mean, that's really all you'd have to do is slap a fresh coat of paint and keep the story as is. You could upscale and everything, the sound for the voice acting. I'm sure there's probably still the raw files out there that they could use. Because unfortunately, RIP to the original voice actor for Candace Ordo. And just even reuse the old voice lines. You don't need to redo it. So, yeah. I mean, at best, tweak the gameplay, make it a little, maybe more of an action RPG sort of thing. But otherwise, I think you're good.
don't touch it.
Yeah. Melissa Lord had said, if you take stolen taxpayer money, you must make the info publicly available. And yeah. Nerdy Neo, stolen taxpayer money are the same thing. Stolen and taxpayer money are the same thing. And then as Melissa Lord, yep, exactly. Taxation is theft. Nerdy Neo said Eclipse was going to be Quantic Dream. I could have sworn they were still working on it, but yeah. And hello, Tabletop Junkie Games. How's it going? And yeah, as you saw, is this regarding the remake of KOTOR game? Yeah, they're still trying to push it through. HK is the peace-loving hippie. Basel will be a different color. They will get rid of Karth. So you're telling me we get rid of Karth? You suddenly sold me. Or they'll keep Karth but make him a wimp. They would keep Karth and make him seem better than Canderous. And they make Canderous the wimp. That's how they mess with things. Tabletops then also said, we will not get Kyle. We will not get anyone from Dark Empire. We will not get Luke's wife or the real Ben Solo. We'll not get any of it.
Because all we need is Jake Skywalker.
Yep.
All you need.
Yeah. RIP to that. I'm hoping nothing more than that to be done with. So, and hello, Meteor Avic Timon saying, "Heyo, Fractured Filter and Jay Hitman. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well." That's right. He's Tabletop also agrees with Nerdy Neo on the they won't get the KOTOR remake in there. Static says government funded projects never see the light of day all the time, so maybe. But wasn't things like Concord and shit like that basically government funded? The game you're trying to play, Static, the Dustborn, that was basically government funded, and that saw the light of day. So yeah. Not all. Hash brown, not all. Like I said, I'm still doing my dance of cancellation. I know for sure that'll be nothing I'll ever purchase or pick up. Don't necessarily have to worry, but still, nothing to. Hopefully, it'll just get panned and blasted, but I ain't hold my breath either, considering the consumer idiots out there that are happily lapping up all the shit, even even stuff coming from countries like China. Yeah, see? So they do come out. Static says Dustborn was funded by like 4 different governments. If you want to see a shit show, unless I'm thinking of the right game. Dustborn. Yeah, that piece of shit. the not a video game. You gotta love those. Okay. Well, like I said, hopefully we won't see that one come a boots.
Watch it drop tomorrow after the show.
Oh God.
Confirmed.
Big announcement trailer and everything for it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Be 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
You say that, and then it wouldn't.
Listen,
That
it's
would not
happened
surprise
before.
me.
Stuff that always happens.
Nerdy Neo says, "I'm driving, but I'm going to make a meme for you when I get home." Nice. I look forward to it, sir. Drive safe. Drive safe. And thank you for listening while you're driving. Yeah. Melissa Lord saying, Dustborn, a government-funded game about anti-government rebels, Lamau. That's the thing about it. It's like, what? The game is Static was playing it on his channel, and if you haven't, go check out his stream of it when you get the chance. But I was just listening to it, and it sounded atrocious. Some of the you want some of like the cringiest, worst goddamn dialogue in the world that is so like they play like they give you choices in the game, but they're all it's even more forcing you in one direction than even like a Telltale game did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. It's bad. It's bad. One way or another.
All the way
It
around.
is bad. Yeah.
Can't be worse than Starfield.
There are people giving that game a chance now.
That's crazy. After Babyface.
Oh, had a squeal about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Static thing. I don't think I'm going to play anymore unless I can get Acid Stormblade to join me to have a pro psycho analyze the douchebags. Yeah, yeah, that's right. You've said that, and I would love to. I would love that. You got to bug Acid for that, and if anything, I'll DM him or something and try and annoy him to do it too.
Good, annoy him
because
enough.
I would love that. Just to hear his put his school into work for his for being a therapist and shit. Static says, I would play Starfield well before Dustborn.
Really?
That actually does have gameplay, believe it or not.
Starfield or Dustborn?
Starfield.
Did we review Dustborn?
No, we haven't even. We've been off for 2 weeks, so we haven't even hit all of that sort of news.
That's shocking that Static would rather play Starfield because that game is just dog water.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm going to buy you Dustborn. He said Starfield is a game.
Starfield is a game, LOL. I mean, even Sheefster tried it from thanks to Captain Jack Sparrow and all, but even he said the game it was just mostly boring.
Starfield or Dustborn?
Starfield. He doesn't know. He isn't going near Dustborn. That's for like the true masochists like Static.
Or Bradley.
Brad, considering the schlock he watches. But he goes more for the watchy schlock than video game schlock. So bit of a different angle there.
Maybe you should start reviewing Dustborn on Wednesdays.
Oh no. Why would I want to do that to myself?
I don't know. Why does Bradley do this stuff to him?
Content, but I don't care.
It would be really good content, though.
Hey, if we end up, God, no. I'm not thinking.
You thought about it. You were thinking about it.
No, because I was going to bring up Skeleton Crew, and you already brought it up earlier. I don't want to go near any of these series anymore. I'm done.
I'm just saying.
No, stop it.
Oh, I gotta look up Dustborn now.
Melissa Lord also says Starfield was boring, some lame missions, and just a meh plot, mid as fuck. That's at the end of the day too. Like what I ended up hearing was that it was just that. And I mean, the funny thing was too, like Bethesda shot themselves in the foot with that game, considering they put that out for free on oh god, what is it? The Xbox whatever membership thing for allowing people to play for free and stuff. Like they shot themselves in the foot, because it's like, why would anybody purchase your game when they can just play it for free off of that for $15 a month? So yeah, that was at least funny, because at least that at least kind of, hopefully I can only hope, kicked them in the balls. So you said you had some topics you wanted to go over. What did you have in mind?
No, I just don't understand the whole thing with I don't even know. Star Wars theory, and then this couple.
Okay. So
Ben
what
Chanel
oh god,
coming in.
Where do I have some of that content,
because I don't know what's going on. But then he's talking about like lawsuits and
this has been I don't even know if I have
all
that
over Facebook.
post.
It's all over Twitter. Like it's all over. Well, not Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube, and then he's posting on Twitter. So like I don't know what's going on. But
all right, give me just a moment there on that one. Hello, Daxinar saying, "Hail y'all! I stumbled in here from Star Wars Marvel Purists video. All right, so pumped. Let's go. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Hopefully, we will keep y'all entertained if we get any more. Oh boy, yeah.
we don't have to. I don't understand it. Because he's talking crap on a girl, or she was talking crap on the husband, and then the girl got involved, and then he's like, "You don't."
Yeah,
like,
the Star Wars explained guy, or explained.
Yes.
Like I said, that has been quite its own little saga, that's for sure. And I kind of, the only thing I retweeted something. I was like, oh my, all the drama going on here. I had no idea. Just because I've been kind of with the Star Wars crap, I just kind of really just
don't
kind
care
of slid out a little bit from some of catching, other than like Star Wars Outlaws, that game being complete and utter shite.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I've just completely stopped paying attention to a lot of it. No, a lot of this, some of this stuff started with I don't even know if I have it bookmarked anymore. I could have sworn I did bookmark it when it was first dropping, because it's like, oh hey, this will be funny to talk about. But it was this. Oh, that's right. I had to save the images. I made sure and save the images in case they were taken down, which I'm sure they probably were. So, part of this started, at least one of the first, because I was communicating with somebody on this, and they were feeding me posts of it going down at different times. They had it like, they had all the different, from like 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So to start, here we go. It started with a tweet from this individual, JBBA's Force Ghost. And I have the archive link right there. You can see it. Tired of these channels being pushed to the forefront of the algorithm every time I search anything remotely Star Wars related. Hate and harassment should be able to be monetized. And they tagged Team YouTube. And it for anybody that's certainly familiar with the old days. I say old days, and I mean like 2014 for like Gamergate and stuff, but also even after that fact with the little aftershock groups with like Dave Cullen and some of them, and Trout and T, who are kind of starting their own little, as we've called them, little gay ops to kind of take down other channels that they feel are wrong and don't belong and are the troubled alt-right sort of bullshit. If you ever want to find Medicur's videos on Trout and T, it's a whole like full 4-hour saga. And if you need it, I can link you. I think I even threw it to Static to check out. But it's sort of shit like that they were very clearly organizing this, because like it was an hour after hour, each person was dropping these tweets, sharing these screenshots. And let me pull up what those are. So let me get to this is the first one. Dear Team YouTube, last week, actor Amanda Stenberg, they put in the she, they, posted candid comments on Instagram about the quote-unquote rampage of bigotry and vitriol that she has received since leading the cast of The Acolyte, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe, which there is an article that we could go into potentially, is that, yeah, she was crying about the conservative that were coming out again, when it was anybody that was just basically saying that her acting was piss poor and the stories were shit, and you know, it was just general commentary on the show itself. And again, it was basically like we saw with the a lot of it was sounding like what we already saw with what the Reva actress was trying to claim, and basically also how, you know, we know that Disney prepped these people for this to basically kind of go with this whole I'll just say propaganda campaign, because that's pretty much what it is, to, you know, continually smear the original fans and stuff like that. In fact, in fact, this is a known tactic, was initially provoked by former Breitbart news editor Milo Yiannopoulos. It goes from the past. You know what? He was a big face during the Gamergate days, but you know, like I started tuning out on him because he just was very much. You want to see some of those like early grifters and shit like that. He was right up there. Major bullshit artist too, is in my book, for after, you know, once you kind of look at everything. And you know what, he hasn't been relevant for a long fucking time, and it's rather funny that now they decide to suddenly bring him back into the picture, ever since, especially since, I guess probably since he came back on, he was allowed back on X. Who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones. He at best just trolled her a little bit, and it wasn't much. And just a little bit of like some back and forth, and that was when he got kicked off of X. After prolonged insults against her Ghostbusters character resulted in harassment against Jones on Twitter. Again, 2016 Ghostbusters was trash, and they were talking plenty of shit about the people that were voicing their opinions, that they found it a poor movie. They can all go fuck themselves. Yiannopoulos claimed Jones was playing the victim. She was, when she called for action against the harassment. If you know the, you know, leftist SJW tactics, none of it was surprising. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones's experience resulted in Yiannopoulos being banned from Twitter. Yes, he got the axe. 8 years later, Yiannopoulos' playbook against marginalized actors has burgeoned into a multi-million-dollar business on YouTube. What? Which has been permitted to develop unchecked with the help of YouTube's partner program. This playbook's biggest target, Star Wars. Man, I wish we could have gotten some of the benefits off of that. Where's our $1 million for ripping on Star Wars and talking shit about Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and, you know, everything and anything in between that we've been ripping apart too? I would love that. I guess we're the exceptions, not the rule. As fans of the Star Wars franchise, we have tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continuously drive prolonged insults and harassment against marginalized actors and members of our community. I'm pretty sure that the people that we have all fucked with the most and talked shit about the most is people like Dave Filoni, and then also Leslie Headland, Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, you want to what suddenly what? Are they different now? All right, women, one white male. But I mean, how much shit have we talked about? Jon Favreau, and even fucking Ewan McGregor for him being dumb as fuck. So, anyway, enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against "quote unquote" prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Cannell, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. Listen. Ryan Cannell, he talks up most of his stuff. He gets edgy at times. At the end of the day, though, all three are not that edgy at all. Like again, maybe more Ryan Cannell. He can get a little more on the edgier side at times from when I was watching Friday Night Tights and stuff like that. But Nerdrotic, no. Geeks and Gamers, no. They want to talk about people gaslighting other people. Here they are trying to gaslight other people into thinking that these people are at all these hardcore, evil, misogynistic racists. Bitch, you have no idea who the fuck is out there and who's more than willing to talk even harder shit than those three to start with. And I mean, they've even, like it is too, when we're going to get into that in a little bit, but with the, the whole target to try to say that Star Wars theory is in any way a toxic fan. Have you, anybody that's watched even a minute of his content knows you want to talk about a soft motherfucker. He's been barely able to, last I knew, properly criticize anything Dave Filoni related. I mean, you had people like Critical Drinker and Mahler that were trying to get something out of him more, but then after the fact, on his own or something, he goes back on that fence of his. So, this shit is just fucking hilarious sometimes. I swear to God. So here we go. We've got the facts. In 2018, Geeks and Gamers, 396K subscribers. Oh, look at them. Encouraged harassment against Vietnamese American actor Kelly Marie Tran, leading up to Tran's departure from Instagram. No, that was again due to her saying some, if I recall right, either her just leaving in general or her saying some dumb shit on a topic she had no actual information to talk on regarding. So Geeks and Gamers published nearly 15 videos relevant to trans Star Wars Last Jedi character Rose Tico, which was always directed at the character itself, not at the actress. But hey, why spoil your little narrative here? The channel claimed that trans character is one of the most hideous characters of all time. They did not do her any justice in that movie, no. The most unlikable character ever. She was pretty stupid if you watched the movie. And exists for forced diversity. Considering the cast, no. I don't know. Fuck. Those movies are already riddled with enough bullshit as it is. Many of the comments found in Geeks and Gamers videos can be seen in hateful comments under Tran's now deleted Instagram post. Well, do you have an archive backup? Where is it? Come on, let's see some receipts here. Oh, is that at the end? Uh, Geeks and Gamers championed RK Outpost, who's at 319K subscribers. Oh, look at him. A channel that frequently targets marginalized actors, including Moses Ingram. I always forget her name. A Black American cast member in the TV series Kenobi. Days before Ingram called out racist backlash against her on Instagram, which what she showed for her quote-unquote receipts was tame in comparison to what other people have received for direct messages and stuff like that. And she basically was prompted to do this sort of PR campaign even before anything had really dropped for the show, thanks to Disney execs and the Star Wars Lucasfilms execs. So, RK Outpost called Ingram a lunatic who can do nothing other than play the victim, which, yes, she was doing. RK Outpost has recently referred to Ingram's Kenobi character Reva as dumb and retarded. Reva was dumb and retarded. Her motivations were completely bullshit. It's like, if you actually paid attention to the show, any of her motivations lacked any sense. Geeks and Gamers RK Outpost frequently co-hosts a live stream Friday Night Tights on Nerderotics YouTube channel, 1.1 million subscribers, where the three channels have made a profitable business reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars, Captain Marvel, and Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, to name a few. Amandla is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Like, even they make fun of themselves as they make them out to sound like such an organized collective of people when they are very clearly not that. They are not that organized, other than for their goofy shit that they do on the side. Maybe. Even then, it's questionable. Together, Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerderotic have led the charge against Amandla even before the release of The Acolyte, producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandla and The Acolyte since May, because everybody was quickly tearing apart the fucking narrative of when the Acolyte was taking place, what was potentially going to be going on, and how lore destroying it already was going to be doing to even the Phantom Menace and everything. Like it is. They were crafting their narrative with this whole blog post that they turned into a little image to share out on X. These channels have asserted that Amandla is vapid and narcissistic, the adult pretender, dumb, and a half-black bitch. I'm guessing that was Ryan Cannell. For defending herself against racism. These channels have gaslit Amandla by claiming she's playing the victim card, with RK Outpost proclaiming you've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch. That sounds about right. These YouTubers also use racist dog whistles, including the angry black woman stereotype. Stereotypes exist for a reason. They have basis in reality. The hate campaign against Amandla has been so profitable that other major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amandla, including Star Wars Theory. Oh, here's where Star Wars Theory comes in here. Here we are. 3.3 million subscribers. How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no repercussions? Okay, so and then hang on, let me get to the other one. So now this is where they require the action. Action must come in. Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. Again, I wish that would be great. I've singled out the sections where we've talked about The Acolyte, where we've talked about, the different bullshit going on with the actors and everything from the different shows, from Pedro Pascal to, Ewan McGregor. I mean, god dang. Where's the three, no, not happening, folks. Just because we talk shit about this now dying franchise that Disney owns doesn't mean that it's a immediately lucrative sort of thing, or whatever. It is concerning to us that targeting marginalized actors on other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. Okay. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well. Hey, the only thing the advertisers care about is that their shit is getting eyes on it. Now, have they stepped in on occasions here and there for certain content? Yes. But, unless it's something really significant, then they might step in. But I mean, if they're getting enough eyes on their shit, at the end of the day, they're not going to care. You already say how one has 300K plus subscribers, another has 300K plus subscribers, and then with Nerdrotic with his 1 million subscribers, Star Wars Theory with his 3 million subscribers, all of that is getting eyes on the advertisers' products. You really think they were gonna give a shit about this? Last I knew, too, all those guys still have their channels, and they are still monetized. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by geeks and gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. It's both of those things. Yes, it comes in. You can. This is the thing. One way or another, no matter what anybody does, no matter what however much people try and go on the defensive, saying they're not bigots, they're not this, they're not that. No matter what, from the parasites like this that put together these sort of little image blur blogs and everything like that, they aren't going to give two shits about what you say that you are not those things. They are still going to call you these things one way or another. So either just laugh at it for some people, and this is just kind of a general saying, I just say you either laugh at it or fucking own it. And since we have not gotten such a target, at the end of the day, all I'm gonna fucking do is probably either laugh or I'm gonna own whatever it is you try and call me, because all your words are empty bullshit to me anyways, and I'm just gonna laugh. Or I might reply, especially with some of the comments. We've gotten a few little comments, some of the little clips, and I've either laughed, questioned them back, or written a reply. But it's like at the end of the day, I don't try and change what they're calling, saying about it, other than the content itself of what we're talking about, Star Wars and everything. So yeah, one way or another, that's what it's going to end up being at the end of the day. Exactly, Daxnart. Okay, I'm a bigot. Now what? You want to, stop them dead in their tracks? That's one of the easiest ways to do it, too. It's like, all right, so what? Because here's the thing. We can call them all the things that they are. Oh, no, they're the real racists. Oh, no, they're the real biggest. Oh, no, they're this. They're that. Do you ever see them on the defensive? Do you ever see them really giving two shits? The only time you actually see these parasites take any kind of action, especially in particular against their own, is only when they are stepping outside of their potential narrative that they are already trying to push. Otherwise, they let their own run hog fucking wild. They don't care what they're doing, how they're going about doxing people, how they're going about trying to cancel people, go after people's jobs and stuff like that. They don't care unless they are not, until the person just happens to step that little bit outside of their narrative bubble.
Well, what Star Wars, I was watching a video. What he's saying is that people are coming after him and trying to cancel him and trying to copyright of the stuff that he's doing and blah blah blah. And like,
Right.
so yeah, whatever. It just seems like a lot. Like, I don't know who Molly. I don't know who this girl. I think her name's Molly, and I don't know, dude. It seems like he's always in the news and he's always getting called out. And rightfully so, because he like I've told you, man, like I don't know him, and that's great that that you've built this, but my problem is I don't know him as a person, but you toe the line, and that's my problem. Like,
Oh, Star Wars theory?
Yeah, you can't take a stance, and but I will say this: we do live in an age of cancel culture. Like if you don't agree with somebody, they go after you and they try to cancel you, and it's just stupid, man. I don't get it. It's drama, and
oh, absolutely. And Melissa Lord here says the commies don't care until you do it to them.
Oh, for sure.
Which is why I've actually been rather shocked when the conservacucks have actually taken some action against them and have gone after the people, yes, in their jobs and stuff like that. Because guess what? They wouldn't bat an eye doing that to me, to you, to anybody else that even, again, speaks a little bit against them. They don't care until, like Melissa Lord here says, until it comes after them. Then, oh my God, the hollering. Oh, they start hollering. They start getting all noisy finally and crying, and they know how to turn themselves into quite the victims.
Right.
And they win.
For
and
sure.
They even get the conservacucks going, oh my God, I abhor this sort of thing. How dare our own side actually fight against them? Oh my God. No. I've been saying this for a while. You're going to have to draw a line somewhere. You're going to have to finally stop being pushed till something is done. How much further are you going to keep getting pushed? How long is that line going to keep getting dragged back and back and back? That's all I'm saying.
They created it, but yet
they set the rules for this war.
For sure.
And,
they created it, but if you do it to them, then it's like, well, how dare you?
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, and kind of continuing with this, I guess this Forbes article, Journo scum. This is where some of this drama is kicked in with between him and Star Wars Theory, saying you use incognito mode for porn. I use it to check on channels that make videos about me that I do not want in my algorithm. And I guess Disney. So we might have to take a look at that article really quick. By this Paul Tassi.
Who's
Disney just do
saying? Is this?
He's saying this is a Star Wars Theory.
Oh.
And Star Wars Theory did. I think he started firing back. He said, "Get your bag, bro. Glad to be able to pay your rent. See you in the next one." He quote tweeted that. Paul Tassi quote tweeted that, saying, "You just made a monetized video, 300,000 views, reading my article out loud with no link. How is this not me making you money?" I mean, just because somebody does not provide the link does not mean people don't have their own initiative to go and find the actual article themselves. Now, when I clip out segments, I'll occasionally, try and link an article. Most of the time, though, I'll mainly include the archive link. So people will click on that instead of their actual link, because fuck you assholes. You journalistic scum. And then I like, Star Wars Theory fighting back a little bit here. He's going, bro wants his money. I don't have to link garbage writers. Do you link my videos when you spread lies? Last video was the intro to you. Next one is about your article on Forbes, agreeing with the deplatforming of me and others and spreading full-on lies. You're a trash journalist and you will be exposed. You couldn't just leave me alone. Had to write a full-on article in Forbes about me being the most toxic YouTuber, which in of itself is the most hilarious fucking thing in the world. Oh God. You even lied and I catch you on it. All I see, or all we'll see, sorry. Journalists like you are the problem. I mean, for the love of God, if nobody's seen this already, that journalists are lying, scum-sucking weasels.
And you don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't. Yeah. Then you don't. Then you don't hate them enough.
Yeah. you don't remember Gamergate.
That too, God, journalism in the last 25 or more years. God, wait, Gamergate was 20 years ago. Fuck, or something like that. Yeah, 10 years. No, 10 years. I think. Yeah. Fuck. Still, regardless, they've always been scum-sucking weasels. Now I will respond. This is just the start of me responding to all of you for the abuse you've thrown at me for 8 long years of my silence. Funny thing is, I don't have to lie like you. I just have to hold the mirror up to your face so the world sees the truth. Enjoy. And I mean, hey, that's the most hilarious thing too. It's just keep showing the truth of what these idiots are doing, and that'll certainly get more than enough eyes and attention on there. But yeah, that was certainly a lot of this that has been going on, I guess. And I guess this guy has also just been going on a bit of a his own little block list, which, as funny as it is, I have not been so. I know. So, the funny thing is, too, is like it is like we've pointed out, and because a lot of this going down, what was it? I found I was, of course, thanks to you, blocked by Jedi Akeb.
Who, me or you?
Oh, me.
Oh yes.
Remember when you were trying to?
Oh yeah.
Is and I'm trying to remember who else I found. I was blocked by, even though I had never interacted with the person. Again, same with Jedi Akeb. I'd never interacted with the dude, but I found out I was blocked by him. I'm like, oh, okay. That's pretty funny.
Dude out here going to war with 10 from open, or how we say open air.
There's been a bunch of back and forth between, or just a bunch of shit flinging and stuff like that. So I've just been kind of sitting back like I usually do and just kind of chuckling on my own. Let me see if I can find it, because I know I replied to somebody. I was like, I never interacted with this person. I just found out I'm blocked. Oh, I'm going through my replies just to see where I can find it, because I know I did, because like I said, I was laughing about it. Because that's how you know too. That's how you know. Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, Melissa Lord says these commies love blockchains. Yes, exactly. And that's all it ever is too, is like when you suddenly find you're blocked by these people, 9 times out of 10, it's a fucking blockchain that they've activated to start blocking the people that are, say, following another person, the person that is maybe quote unquote griefing them or whatever. And that's all it is. And you suddenly find it's like, oh shit, okay. you saved me some time. I can't find it now. There's been so much weird shit happening too. It's just been like, what the hell?
It's crazy what happens within like 2 weeks.
Right? It really is. Like, you just kind of just hang out for a bit and just, not commenting on every little thing happening out there. But then it's like, oh yeah, they're rewriting Ripley.
No.
Yeah. I was like, I said here, I never commented at them or anything. Well, another low T account added to the list. Ironic with that there will be salt tagline, and they use a block bot, cucks. And I was replying to Epic Mike here, who everyone rewriting Ripley just got their formal answer. You know what to do. And this was regarding that whole YouTube thing, because YouTube said, thanks for reaching out, just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed this video carefully against our policies. And so, yes, YouTube deemed them A-okay. And I like I said, I could even just do it right here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm blocked. Yeah. Well, I wasn't, that's the funny thing is like, you never know who the reason is. So yeah, I guess, yeah, follow Ryan Cannell, blocked. I wasn't sure because like with Jacob, it was because I follow Airlock Open on Twitter or United Spacers Alliance. So, you're never too sure what the hell the reasons are for some of this stupid shit. But yeah, so that's been just like the beginnings of all this drama and shit like that. And that's what it is at the end of the fucking day. It's just some useless, pointless drama that these idiots want to stir up because they're fucking bored. They have nothing else better to do. They have no people in their lives that are, or anything in their lives to fulfill them. So they have to do pointless, inane, dumb shit like this on fucking X and try and get people deplatformed and everything like that because they've got nothing else better to fucking do. So yeah.
I just want to see Tim and I don't know. I didn't catch the spacing because I was at work, but this guy just seems like a troll.
Which one?
Not Tim, the other guy.
No, I know.
Jacob.
Oh, Jacob.
Yeah.
That is a.
But you're doing something right because you're getting blocked and I'm not. So,
dude, it's just because I follow certain people. That's it. It's not because I'm interacting or doing anything. All I do is maybe occasionally interact with some people on X, but I stick to. This is the funny thing. Hitman, this is the funny thing. I stick to my corner, basically. I stick to I interact with the people that I want to interact with. Like if you posted more on X, I'll just be interacting and commenting with you, quote tweeting you or whatever. I do that. I've done that with Tim's posts, Melee Games, Static. Anybody. I stick to the people that I follow. I don't go outside of that. I could absolutely probably go around and start causing and stirring some shit if I wanted to, but that's just not quite my thing. And if I make posts and people come to my neck of the woods, fair game. But otherwise, like, I just stick to my side, like the only times maybe occasionally that's gotten out is just more of like when I post the videos when we're talking about these certain subjects. But otherwise, I stick to, where I want to. And yeah, or interacting with like OG Star Wars and talking to her directly, talking to Melee K directly, especially Melee K when she starts getting people all fired up on X and she's talking shit. I just directly comment to her. I don't comment at the person she's potentially just, ragging on because that's the battle between her and that wacko. I'm just laughing at whatever she's posting. That's the sort of thing that I do. And lo and behold, I'm fucking blocked by some people that I didn't directly interact with. And it's fucking hilarious. It is just hilarious.
You wear it with a badge of honor.
I laugh my ass off at it, and it's hilarious, great. Because I already had no intention of speaking with these people, and they just made it that much easier,
right?
And they gave me something to laugh at. So
I want to be blocked.
Well, then be on X more and interact with people more. Maybe then you'll get blocked by proxy like I have.
Right. Or they might just actually know who you are.
Right. Or that, yeah. Let me go back a bit through some of the comments just to get caught up. Nerdy Neo had said Starfield on Game Pass wasn't a Bethesda decision. Day one on Game Pass for first party Microsoft games is company policy. Oh, okay. Okay. My bad. I spoke ill. Still very stupid decision for them to make. When they could have tried to get that either the $60 or $70. I forget which Starfield would have fell under. Pretty sure the $70. So they could have been getting their monies, yos. And then Daxonar said that Jay Longbone made such a good video on the Mandala. I'll have to check that out at some point. Summed up her perfectly. She's a fucking prop. And Daxonar was also saying, fucking hell, the mindset is so bitch made. 100%. Darth Felonious. Nerdy Neo said these people are retarded. Star Wars Theory is almost a Disney show. Yeah, he is.
Disney show.
Yep, Dax and I were talking about Star Wars Theory. Or at least we were a little bit. Melissa Lord said Kelly Marie Tran decided to go on an anti-pew pew rant and got owned, so she left. That was it. I could have sworn Daisy Ridley did like the same thing. She tried talking shit about like some gun event that went on, and she got freaking chased off of Instagram or whatever too. Daxner also said that sounds about right to Melissa Lord. Nerdy Neo said they have no evidence because it never happened. They never encouraged any harassment. They said that Rose's character was terrible. Nothing bad about the actress though. Right. Yeah. It was all aimed at the character. So, and that's all. The only some of us have called out bad acting for these actors and that could be led up to bad direction and stuff like that, or just a piss poor actor.
I think at the end of the day, it just comes back to you can't act, man. Moses Ingram can't act.
Yeah, and it's like
Amanda Sandberg cannot act.
People criticize art all the time, whether it's written, drawn, or what have you. And acting is considered an art. So yes, you are going to get criticized. If you're shit, you're shit. Daxner said, quote, "You're no Star Wars fan in my eyes, a foppish douche." Daxner said, quote, "I'm mad at my Jedi friends who were killed, so I'm going to spend my life hunting and killing Jedi." I know. Reva, what a tit. I'm angry at the guy that I want to kill and I can't kill him, so I'm going to go and be a greater dick and kill his kid who has nothing to do with any of this. Who's completely separated and divorced from the whole situation. Nerdy News said talking trash about a character counts as harassment towards the actor. See these dumbasses. Yep. Ain't that the truth? Daxnar was replying to Nerdy Neo saying, seriously, if I got that Disney money, I wouldn't give one iota of a fuck if people roasted my character or my performance. That's just it. I mean, at the end of the day, even their outrage though is performative. They're trying to call them the toxic fan base in and of itself is a performance. So it's all smokes and mirrors. It's to put, I mean, I'll always pimp this out and I'll always give it like this free publicity basically, or just, the word just go check out the Eric Bischoff TED Talk. He puts it so succinctly in that it just not, because what is being done in the media is also being done widespread. What we see with these actors and their promoting of everything, it's all wrestling tactics. It's all kayfabe. You have they are the perpetual good guys, the baby faces, while then they make the fan base, the toxic fan base, the heels, and the problems of just watch the video. It is really good. Or he changed his mind. Uh, let's see. Melissa Lord said, "It's the only way to win. Take everything away from them and then tell them, yes, I did this to you. I doxed you and got you fired, and I don't care. They are happy to do it." Daxonar says, in terms of Star Wars theory, I feel like there is a persistent sentiment that he's a fence sitter. Pretty much. I don't
Is he
know
not?
what I'd say to that. I just think he's holding out hope. I don't know. Am I off base? You know, you're not necessarily off base, Daxonar. Not necessarily, but
I mean, is
I
he a
understand.
fence
Like,
sitter?
I understand holding out some hope, but there has to come a point where you do have to actually take a side in all of this. Like, I understand wanting to have hope that things can get better, but you know, with evidence and with the way things keep going, you have to you do have it. And yeah, he basically, by him holding out that hope, that is what makes him a fence sitter, which I think you were going to try and say, Hitman,
Yeah.
or at least ask about it. You know, Jackson, ask into that. But yeah, by him kind of trying to hold out that hope, that keeps him on the middle, in the middle ground and on that fence. He has to hop off that fence on one side or the other. Either he goes full Disney shill and just, you know, promotes the shit out of it, or he finally just, you know, hops off the other side and starts actually legitimately criticizing the product for what it is. A just complete nonsensical mess with more holes in their story than Swiss cheese. There has to come a point where he has to, you know, get on that side. Otherwise, he's just trying to ride the center. And I get it. He's a like they even pointed out in that image, he has 3 million subscribers. Now, how many of that is still actively watching his content? You know, you could take quickly from the Paul Tassi guy. He had 300,000 views on a video talking about that video, that article. But that could be different for, like, say, his own live streams and stuff like that. But regardless, what he potentially runs the risk of by, you know, taking a strong side or the other is alienating that chunk of 3 million subscribers. Now, how many he could potentially alienate, he doesn't know, and that could be a bit of a worry for him. And that's why he hasn't done it. Now, does that excuse him? My book, no. Because you have to eventually have some principles on a fucking matter, and like it is, yeah, take a fucking side. You can't, at least in my book, like, that could just be me being the tit that I am. Be like, no, you have to at least have some side, side in this fight. So that's just my thought. Nerdy said, tagged you in Discord filter for my meme. Oh, let me see. Uh-oh. What have you done here?
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing. I'm talking about him.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, you've got a different Katarn face. I might have to get that off of you. I'm excited for the KOTOR read. Oh, what? Tabletop saying fractured. They're going to get rid of Karth. I already told you I'm excited. You don't have to sell me on it. What can I say? Getting rid of Karth was kind of a big sell. I'll you know what? Maybe share that out and tag Melee K. She'll probably get a kick out of it too. If you don't, I will. Full credit to you, of course. Because yeah, the hate for Karth is strong.
Yeah. But they'll probably get rid of
You're not a nerdy. You're not an instigator like Carl. I know. Wait. Nerdy Neo, which Carl are you talking about here? There's two Carls that I'm unaware of. If you know the meme, you know the meme.
Coral.
Coral. Spartacus. Hello, sir. How's it going? Saying Riva is playing the long game. I guess so. Yeah. Melissa Lord, quote unquote, personal issues draw money. Bischoff, LL. Yep. Well, controversy creates cash. Motherfucker ain't wrong. I mean, I guess even to the point of those images, that's what they're trying to say. The even YouTube is undoing. Using controversy to create cash. Brandon Trent. Hello. Hey, Brandon Trent. How's it going? Saying hello there, guys. Been a while for a stream. Yeah, we've been off for a couple weeks. We're back, baby. We're back. Carl saying, Carl. Nerdy Neo saying Carl of RNG. Okay. I wasn't sure. There's two Carls. You got to make sure. So yeah, that's the saga of dingbats trying to trying to deplatform and basically take away. Yeah, again, that's just it. They are going after people's livelihoods, going after people's money without a thought or care in the world, other than they hurt my fifis. Therefore, I must go and get them.
Right.
That's what they do. Brandon Trent saying theory versus explained has been interesting. A lot of YouTubers are choosing a side. Yeah. And we just kind of were going over some of that because at least we got with the Star Wars theory and the Paul Tassi back and forth. If theory, if he wants to, take it back against these people, by all means. I'm in like it is. I mean, I have no personal vested interest, but other than that, I hope they really kick these people in the ass. Melissa Lore saying, "My bad, you got the quote right. I messed it up." Oh, don't worry about it. You're good. I mean, it's basically all. I mean, the personal issues. I mean, that was what Bischoff did for what he tried also doing in particular during WCW Nitro with Scott Hall and his drinking problem. He tried creating money out of that. Not even he admits not the best decision in the world, but they tried. Nerdy Neo said, "Who's the other Carl? Melee Carl? Exactly that Carl." Yeah. Melissa Lord, I know about Carl from Aqua Teen. Listen here, Fry man. Yeah, that Carl of RNG podcast, he uses that Carl as kind of his avatar. So yeah, you're very much in the right boat. And yeah, he loves stirring the shit. Brendan Tran saying, "I don't know if you guys cover Marvel, but did you hear MCU wants to do a X-Men reboot without Wolverine to give screen time to the rest of the team? Didn't they already do that with X-Men First Class? Wasn't that the whole point of that one? And they brought Wolverine in later, but wasn't the first movie just the X-Men? So didn't they already do that?
First Class was. Yeah, it was more focused on Xavier and Magneto's relationship
in the main X-Men and stuff. Yeah. Or at least a new core X-Men because they had Mystique in on that for some bizarre reason. But yeah, I could have sworn that was the whole point of First Class.
Yeah, it's all right. But then later he came I think he came back in Days of Futures Past or something.
Yeah. That sounds about right. I still haven't watched those new line of X-Men movies. To me, it's still just the first initial 3 with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So I've heard good things about until they get to doing the Dark Phoenix saga again. They just seem to have problems trying to adapt that to film. Just does not seem to work out very well.
I watched the first. I don't know how many there were. There's First Class, and then
I
don't know. I'm not the Marvel
No,
guy.
because there was the Days of Future Past, there's
Yes.
First Class. God, I don't know the whole X-Men movies. I mean, there was the X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Yeah.
but that was like his solo movie. And there was the Wolverine. I mean, there's like 3
So there's one
Wolverine
where he's in
movies.
China or Japan or something. When
That
he's a
was the
samurai.
Wolverine where he was in
That's
Japan.
so bad. Yeah.
Was it? I never saw it.
I didn't. I mean, yeah, but just my opinion. I didn't think it was very good.
Okay, so yeah, there's the X-Men trilogy, which is X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men Last Stand, X-Men Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine, and Logan, which was the 3rd movie of the Wolverine trilogy, which allegedly killed him, and then they brought him back in
Necromanced him.
Deadpool and Wolverine. And then the X-Men prequel films. So these are considered prequels. So the First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, that was the other one, and Dark Phoenix. And then Deadpool 2. There's the new Mutants show, which I completely was unaware of for a long time. So yeah.
So many.
Melissa Lord said, I love 83 Weeks. I've been watching pro wrestling since 1982. Sting is my favorite wrestler. Sting is the GOAT. I'll always be very partial to Crow's Sting, especially the first run up until Starcade. He should have just gotten that goddamn tan, damn it. And I yeah, when he had the baseball bat and he looked like the Crow Sting. Absolute favorite. But yeah, I forgot how I stumbled upon 83 Weeks randomly, and I was just starting to go down the wrestling rabbit hole again because I'd been kind of out of it for a while. But yeah, it's a great. I need to check back in on that podcast.
When he gets NWO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole before he joined.
Before, yeah.
There's the NWO Wolf Pack, which at the time, like when they first kicked it off, I didn't mind. I didn't mind Sting's red and black face paint, but at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's like, wait a minute. He has mortal enemies with these guys. What the fuck is going on here? Right. Why is he joining them? What the hell? But that first initial run with Crow Sting was just the GOAT.
Yeah, I remember playing the old WCW Nitro on the Nintendo 64.
The WCW NWO Revenge and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit was so much fun. We did everything we could to bloody our characters as quickly as we could and everything. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. Brendan Trent says, out of all the Fox Marvel movies, the Wolverine, Days of Future Past, and First Class are good. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Melissa Lord says, Stargate,
man.
He's up in the rafters and everything, and he was even like propelling down with the cord and everything, and he even like at one time rescued DDP and got him up with the cord, and they shot up into the rafters and everything.
DDP, dude. Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, you just gotta check out his Diamond Dallas Page yoga. He does that now.
Oh, I miss him. I mean,
he was great.
Oh yeah.
Melissa Lord said Starcade 97. LOL. I was so pissed. I not too long ago, I was rewatching all of the WCW Nitro, and I was getting kind of like the flashbacks of, oh my god, I forgot about all this. I don't think I ever caught the Starcade though, because it was always tough to try and order pay-per-views back then, because mom was like, why the hell are you ordering this? It's not in the budget. It's not in the budget, kid.
Why is this? But you could do it, and then it would show up on the bill. So and
you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, you got away with it,
but
briefly.
Yeah, but then like when I was rewatching it on the WWE Network, when they still had that at the time, and I was rewatching Nitro, like I said, I was just like, oh my god, and because I'd also gone through 83 weeks, and he'd been taught, and Bischoff had been talking about it, and then getting this to the Starcade, and I'm just watching this, I'm like, oh my god, they really fucked this up so bad. because you even watch Sting walk out to the ring, and you could see just how disinterested he is. Like he's even like his jacket's like half hanging off of him and everything, and you're like, oh no. Like
Yeah.
if there was anything that they should have done for that Starcade 97 was him doing a dramatic fucking entrance, like the whole coming down from the rafters and everything and getting ready to duke it out with Hollywood Hogan. God, such a missed
He
fucking
had the red face,
opportunity.
didn't he? Didn't he paint his face red?
Sting?
Yeah,
That wasn't until the NWO Wolfpack Sting.
that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but that was much later after the fact.
I was more of a fan of WCW, man, like Bill Goldberg.
That's where I started with WCW, and then I started checking out occasionally WWF Raw.
Yeah, dude, the Monday Night Wars were.
Oh yeah,
intense,
those were fantastic. And then slowly but surely, I was like, as things kind of went along with Nitro, and things were kind of getting more and more stupid after time. And I was kind of getting myself. Even though like I initially liked Goldberg, I was like, okay, I'm kind of having enough of this guy. So then I started switching over to WWF, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm all for this. Because then Stone Cold Steve Austin, hell yeah.
Vince really strong arm. I mean, they both were, up and coming, but he really broke their kneecaps, man. WCW, just Vince and just the WWF, man, really.
Oh, I mean, they went hard on each other. Yeah, I mean, it was an intense time. Well, hey, I mean, that's some of the old competition you used to see from
but
companies.
Now it's like, and I'm gonna get probably ramrodded by Melissa and Tim, but it's like now it's like I don't know if ACW is still around, but now it's like
AEW,
AEW,
yeah, AEW is still around. They're partnered with Ring of Honor now, as I hear.
Yeah,
I've slowly, I've kind of gotten. I still kind of check in on WWE recently. Because I fell hard into the rabbit hole for Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family and his whole thing, and like I started watching, like I just randomly was like, okay, I'm gonna check this out, and on YouTube they had the whole like kind of big old Wyatt family run and everything. I'm like, holy shit. Like I really got into it. I'm like, oh my god, this dude. And I had already heard Bray Wyatt unfortunately passed away and everything. Yeah. But I started like just going down this deep rabbit hole. I'm like, oh my god, this dude really had some shit going for him. And I could see where people were talking about how they really kind of fucked with the run here and there for different moments. Cause then I started checking out the whole thing with like even after the Wyatt family, his solo run, and then his run as the Fiend and everything. And I'm just like, dude had some interesting shit cooking there.
Yeah.
And it really is just a sad fact that he passed away, because he was really then ramping things up for this new run that he was starting up with this whole Uncle Howdy gimmick. And what I loved about it, because I also watched the documentary about him, and what really kind of went home to me on was that him and his younger brother were really tight. Yeah. And they were getting into the business together, and it kind of just reminded his relationship between him and his brother made me think of my relationship with me and my brother and how tight we are and everything. And in that his like Bray's dream was to like have him and his brother be in a big WrestleMania event. Right. That's what was seemingly he was working up to with like the Uncle Howdy gimmick, because his younger brother was the one portraying Uncle Howdy and everything. And unfortunately he passed away, and that kind of really put a halt on things. And now recently Bo Dallas he's kind of continuing the legacy in a sense, and he's returning to the he's continuing the Uncle Howdy gimmick, and now that they've got the Wyatt Six going with a new little stable going, kind of remembrance of the Wyatt family, because they even have Eric Rowan who was part of the original Wyatt family group with Brody Lee and Bray Wyatt. So or was he Luke Harper? I forget which he was in WWE, but it's kind of funny because he kind of makes me think of you, Hitman.
Really?
Luke Harper, yeah, like
Uh-huh.
the looks, especially the kind of wild-eyed look he could get, makes me think
Uh-huh.
of you a bit. You can get that kind of wild-eyed look when you want to. But yeah, like I just kind of started falling into it, and I've been catching their segments with the recent Monday Night Raw and the Wyatt family and stuff like that, and the Wyatt Six and what they're doing with it. And it's pretty interesting so far. I hope they don't drop the ball because it's a really interesting gimmick that they've got going for it. So I'm really hoping Bo Dallas can pull it off. I just don't know if he has quite the same like creativity as his brother did, but we'll see what happens. Because I'm almost to the point where I'm like, I might have to like get Peacock or something so I can catch the live shows.
My problem with the WWE, man, is just I don't know. Again, I'm gonna get heat for this, but I just feel like and I get it's a different time. I get it, different era, whatever. I just feel like I don't know the creativity that I grew up with, and maybe I'm just a nostalgia snob. I just don't think you beat the Attitude Era, and I think that this whole bringing back Legends thing, like, I mean, yeah, it's cool to see them.
Yeah, I've seen like because there's been a rumor that The Rock is going to come back again.
No, right?
And he's gonna dethrone Cody Rhodes. Then lead up to a match between him and Roman Reigns again.
Cody Rhodes was at AEW, so how did he?
No, he's gone back to WWE now. He's been back for
but
like
he was at
AEW,
so like why
he was,
did he?
yeah.
You know,
To quote unquote finish his story.
I heard that. I think that is. I mean, that is cool and everything because if you're
I mean,
fan of Dusty and
yeah,
you could tell he was very emotional. That's not staged at all. Like maybe. Well, I know the fight.
Well, some of it is, yeah, but there's like there's some true emotion behind it. Yeah,
for his dad and everything, but. It's just they flip flop. It's like speed dating, man. Like Edge went. Where did Edge go or Christian?
Edge and Christian are both at AEW now.
Right. So it's like who's? I just don't get it. It's like it's like got a new girlfriend every week. I don't know. I don't know who's staying and who's going and
that's wrestling for you.
Do they have contracts with each other? Do you like, well, I'm going to go here?
No. The only time they cross that line is when they're out of contract with whichever providing company.
So it's like, and then it's like Vince. Like, is he like?
No, Vince is, as far as I know, out of the picture, and Triple H is running creative and everything.
Okay, Vince has no type of. I mean, is he still the owner?
No, ever since the whole sex scandal and stuff that came out about him, he's been pretty much MIA.
So I don't know what happened with that. What happened with that?
Like I said, last I knew, proceedings are, I think, happening through the courts. There's supposed to be a scathing like documentary or something coming out about him on Netflix.
What was he do? Did he do? I mean, did he have?
I don't know all the details. I can't speak to it. I just heard of some pretty crazy shit going on.
Okay, good stuff.
And some actual shit may be involved. Whether any of that's true, take it with a grain of salt as it is, because it's all hearsay.
Not the CEO anymore. He has no control over it.
Like, I don't know if you could still like come back in any time and take the reins back, so to speak. But like even at the most recent WrestleMania, they had Stephanie McMahon. She came out and she announced that this was the era of Triple H, basically, or Paul Levesque. So yeah, from all intents and purposes, I guess in terms of if you're gonna go off of kayfabe, Vince is out, Triple H is in. So,
it's just so hard to. And like I said, I haven't watched W.
Yeah, I'd fallen out of the main line. Like
I was Rock and whatever, you can't see me guy, the invisible guy were fighting.
Oh, John Cena.
Yeah,
John Cena came back for the WrestleMania, but last I knew he's supposed to be either retired or setting up for a retirement match. I
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah.
It's either or.
I stopped watching when Undertaker retired because he was probably one of my favorites. So.
Oh yeah, when he had the last match with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Basically the theatrical match.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sting has done the same thing. He's finally retired now.
But it's like Disney, though. Are they ever really gone?
Like that's ever the question, isn't it? Are they ever truly gone? Oh God.
So I don't know. Ooh.
Let's see. Melissa Lord had said WCW blew it bad with Bret Hart, and then Goldberg retiring him. Just total what the fuck stuff. You know, I kind of hear. What was it? Bret screwed Bret.
No, well, it depends on from a certain point of view. No, they screwed Bret. They absolutely screwed.
You know,
because his contract was coming up, wasn't it? Not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just know that there's a lot. You know, the whole what was it? The screw job and everything. It's like, you know, there's if anything, it is like the most well talked about event in history to this day. And people are still, they've got their theories. They've got this.
Well, he was going to take the belt is what I've always understood is Bret, his contract was coming to an end, or I could be wrong. Melissa could probably correct me, but they were feared that he was going to take the belt. He was going to win and he was going to take the belt back to WCW or something like that. And that's why
that was, I believe, the fear. Yeah. So they wanted to get it out of his hands to Shawn Michaels, but that was like the whole point of that match was because it was eventually meant to get to that point. I believe, but then they just completely botched the job allegedly, and Shawn took the win early, and that caused that whole blow up at the end.
Right. I don't know if Bret to this day still hates Vince or if they
no. Last I knew, they kind of reconciled because Bret did go back to the WWE at one point, and even like his. I think he's got like a niece or some that's still in WWE and everything.
Niece at Neihart or something.
Yeah. So
I will forever say that he screwed Bret. Bret didn't screw Bret. He got screwed.
But like I said, it's a fun thing to discuss. It's a fun thing for people to go over. I mean, if anything,
if you're WCW, if you're loyal to WCW, Vince screwed Bret, and if you are loyal to WWF, Bret screwed Bret. And Vince was very good at talking about it. Vince was very good at saying Bret screwed Bret.
Yeah. Well, that was like the kind of, I think, wasn't that kind of the beginnings of the whole McMahon character and everything, like all that sort of stuff. So, like it is, he created a fantastic narrative.
Bro, can I just one of my favorite just skits of all time was Booker T and Stone Cold fighting in the legit grocery store.
I've seen the clips of that. Yeah,
I went to school the next day. I was just some of the great and he's like drinking, like they're exhausted, and obviously WWE paid for all the damage and whatnot. But you just see like them just fight. You see Stone Cold just drinking milk and giving the whatever to the cameraman.
I like, for me, like I started tuning out of WWE around the time when Stone Cold did start the whole gimmick, and I was just like, I definitely know I stopped watching before people like for Batista, Cena, and oh God, what's his name? I just know it's like kind of the nickname, the Viper.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton.
His dad was
right. Yeah, his dad was a wrestler too. But like before those people started coming in, I'd already pretty much tuned out.
Dude, I love Stone Cold saying what, because then I would do that to people and I get in trouble. But I had it out because I'm like, it was just Stone Cold.
Yeah. So. Let's see. Brendan Trent said the House of M is an interesting X-Men comic story similar to Flashpoint in DC. Yeah, I haven't read all the way through House of M. I've only checked some of it out, but it's an interesting event for sure.
DC and they're just all done. DC, Marvel, all done. Unless you're reading stuff from the early '90s, it's all trash. And like I said, I'm the DC guy, and I'm telling you, it's trash.
Brandon Trends also said maybe the MCU might attempt to make House of M happen since they have rights of X-Men from Fox,
MCU or
and there
MCU?
is MCU.
Okay.
MCU, yeah.
MCU?
And there is a Scarlet Witch movie rumor. I've said this before, in terms of like the MCU stuff. The only time I might peek back in is whatever they might end up doing with Spider-Man. Huh?
You're not doing Doctor Doom?
Oh God, I heard about that. Yeah. Oh no, wait, we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. You're not going to watch
talked about it. No, probably not. Oh yeah. Once it hits the high seas, maybe, but
you don't want to do a live stream there?
No, I have no intention of. Bringing back Robert Downey Jr. is the most greasiest thing of desperation ever. You don't get more than that. Like I said, if they had done a Darth Vader thing where they had a body actor for Doom, and then they brought in Simon Templeman to voice Dr. Doom, I would have been sold. But they didn't do that. They aren't doing that, so I don't care. I won't lie. I've never been the biggest fan of the Fantastic Four, anyways. But bring in a fantastic voice actor to do that sort of thing, and I might be down because he'd be basically doing a James Earl Jones thing, and that'd be fantastic. Melissa Lord said, "Bo Dallas, you gotta believe." I've heard of some of his gimmicks, and I heard I watched there were some clips where he and his tag team partner were making fun of Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy when they were doing the leader of worlds and stuff like that. But he did Bo Dallas did do a really good impression of Bray Wyatt when he was doing the whole kind of cult leader gimmick and stuff like that. Like that was some good. That was pretty fucking hilarious. And there's a quick moment when it does cut to Bray, and you just see this quick like smile on his face as he's watching them do this, and you can tell he's a proud brother. He's like he's knocking this out. And he's doing great. He's loving it too. Star Wars Marvel Pierce has said the excellence of execution, one of the all-time greats. Like I said, Sting will always be the GOAT for me. The Scorpion Deathlock is completely superior to the Sharpshooter. I'll combo that with the Scorpion Death Drop and the Stinger Splash. You don't go wrong. The best.
What about Ric Flair's figure 4 leg lock?
Not a fan.
Yeah.
I always like the Scorpion Deathlock. Anytime I've played WWE, like the 2K games now, the character that I will main generally has some of Sting's moves of some kind.
What's it? I'm trying to remember the difference between the Scorpion Deathlock and then the Sharpshooter.
It's a difference of the way they cross the legs when they wrap it around, and then also when each will take a different direction when they're twisting the back.
Yeah.
I don't know all the exact differences, but there are differences, and there's a debate on who did what first. Star Wars Marvel Chris said probably best technical wrestler ever. I won't take that from him.
Bret Hart, very technical.
Brandon Tran was directing this to you, Hitman, saying, I don't know if you saw news from last Monday, but Darth Vader actor James Earl Jones passed away at age 93. I do have an article about that, and we can get into that in just a moment. And we'll probably get into Stargate. Brandon Tran said
they didn't even freaking say it, like
not until well after the fact. Yeah. They were like waiting for certain news or something to drop, and then they finally said something. Brendan Trent said, normally I don't talk celebrity actors. You pass, but James Earl Jones was a true legend. What were you guys' top 3 scenes of Darth Vader? Oh. Top 3 scenes of Darth Vader.
Vader getting mad at a board meeting and choking a coworker.
I mean, we've all been there, right?
Right. Every day.
I mean, I would probably have to say it'd be probably there'd be a few scenes from Return of the Jedi, probably when it's him and Luke on that bridge before he takes him to the Emperor, and then probably when Vader is goading Luke, and he starts realizing, oh, the sister. And he starts, taunting him, going, maybe she'll fall to the dark side. I mean, some of that was just amazing right there. And then, I mean, you can't top just the whole, anytime probably anytime he was, I was going to say the reveal, Luke, the whole I am your father and stuff like that, or the I am your father. But I just have to say, like, a lot of times after he killed one of the poor Imperial officers that came to deliver him news, especially like the apology accepted, Captain Nita. That one was particular. Just the delivery was fantastic. How about you, Hitman? Do you got any?
Oh, absolutely.
Other than the the choking of a fellow coworker.
What is this? Yes, the board meeting where he choked him, and then when he kills Admiral Hosel in Empire Strikes Back, is good. And then I think top 3, and then the probably the last one is where he's like he's talking to Lando, he's like that wasn't part of the what does he say? He's
that wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah, he's like I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Yeah. There's so many, man, but yeah, just
just anytime Vader was on screen in the original trilogy was just pure gold.
Yeah, he's like what did he? Oh, I'm blanking. Where he's like he's as clumsy as he is stupid.
Yeah,
and then he ends up just killing them. But yeah, he's a apology accepted, Captain New York. Kills him. So yeah, top 3 board meeting, Hosel, and then probably changing the deal. Actually, but what's really interesting? It just shows you the lengths Vader will go to. I mean, this man set the table for Han and Leia and Chewie and all of his friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, that's pretty cool too. Or if they're actually gonna have dinner or not, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's good. But I didn't have anything for. I mean, this is the thing. I think I'm Empire. I think Empire is the greatest. I don't know where if Empire falls above Return for you or not, or if Return's better than Empire. You naturally would go.
I would say originally, I would have said Empire Strikes Back was just top tier.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, I definitely I respect and appreciate more Return of the Jedi and the what the dynamic is that's going on between Luke and Vader, and what Luke is attempting to do, how he's fighting for as hard as he can for his father's soul.
I saw
trying
this,
to bring him back from the dark side and all of that. So there's a lot of that stuff that's going on, and all the themes that Lucas is playing with it really is just fantastic.
I saw this. It's again, I don't want to do this because we pride ourselves on not creating a show based off theories, but I heard that when Luke tries to strike down Palpatine. Somebody had commented, it's like Vader wasn't protecting Palpatine; he was protecting Luke in that moment, so Luke wouldn't eventually.
Right? Yeah. I think I've heard that. Yeah,
which was an interesting take because I always thought he was protecting Palpatine. Not that Palpatine needed protection, but I always thought that was the case. But isn't it?
No, it's like keeping him from fully fall, because that would basically help do it with him striking down the Emperor in cold blood.
No different than Anakin striking down Windu.
Or cutting off the head of Count Dooku.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, I probably would have done the same thing with Dooku, honestly. He cut my arm off on
I'm taking his head, even though I just took both of his hands.
Right. But no, that's true. So, interesting take. Good question.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Melissa Lord said John Cena, the Invisible Man. Brandon Trent was replying to Marvel purists. Melissa Lord said Vince gave Brett a 10-year, $1 million a year deal, and then Vince balked because he couldn't afford it. So he had to get the belt off Brett because he refused to lose in Canada or to Sean. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
What happened? What was the thing?
I just read it.
We'll read it again.
That Vince gave Brett a 10-year, $1 million a year deal, and then Vince backed out because he couldn't afford it. So he had to get the belt off of Brett, and because Bret Hart refused to lose in Canada or to Sean. Like he was, like I think it eventually did get like he would have been fine at least dropping the belt at some point, just not in
Montreal.
Right, the Montreal screw job. I was trying to remember the exact name of it.
That makes sense. Thank you, Melissa. I did not know that. I thought it was just a screw job, but I didn't know that it had to do with $10 million. That's crazy.
There's a lot going on with that. And Tabletop Junkies, what's up? What's up with you, man?
Yeah, and he's not going to do it. As a Canadian, he's not going to do it, man. Like, he's not going to lose in Canada. That's crazy. He's not going to drop the belt. Like,
Bret Hart takes it all very seriously.
Well, of course.
Star Wars Marvel Pierce said, yeah, I stopped before Batista and all of them too. Tabletop Junkie says, I'm not watching Marvel movies anymore. I don't blame you. Like I said, I might check out. I might, just because I'm a longtime Spider-Man fan, I might check out what they do, but depending on the trailers, I will give that. Like, I'll wait on trailers, but I will not go to theaters. I might sail the seas, but I will not go to theaters to see that schlock. Let's see. Marvel Purist said House of M is quote unquote no more mutants. They haven't even started mutants. LOL. That won't happen. They'll probably do the Children's Crusade with Scarlet Witch and Doom. Newer story. Meh. Gotcha. And it says always newer stories by subpar writers with the MCU. Well, that would be then more under Disney's banner. So then they'll get more of probably their own more royalties out of it and shit, instead of having to pay like old writers for any stories that they've used, like they've done with like DC's paid the old creatives for characters and stuff like that. I've heard of Ethan Van Sciver still getting paychecks for certain characters and stuff that they've used in newer movies and everything.
Yeah,
they want to avoid. Disney wants to avoid that at all costs.
They're so shystery, dude.
So they really are. Marvel Purist says Ric Flair, the GOAT. He's got the whole package: technical skills, promos, charisma, etc. The dude is insane. What can I say?
Well, this is what I don't understand. They'll pay $180 million on a show, but whatever. I'm not getting into it.
And hello, Tris. How's it going? Asking, did you find German Toad fractured? No, I'm still looking for German Toad. If anybody can get Toad from the Super Mario Brothers looking German in a particular way, throw me a link. I'll check it out. You follow Melee Games, you'll find out. Start Marvel Pierce. Yep, sister. And then it says, yeah, so many great Vader scenes.
Or what? I forgot. He's like Doman.
Brendan Church says six Star Wars movies wouldn't exist without Darth Vader. Melissa Lord said, when he tells Luke, tell your sister you were right about me. No, father, you're coming with me. I have to save you. Oh,
what about throwing in?
That hits hard.
One where it's like throw him in. Nobody. It's a great line.
Let's see. Brendan Trent said Orson Welles was originally considered to play Darth Vader, but Lucas chose Jones for his unique voice, and he picked fantastic. Melissa Lord said Brett agreed to drop the belt to anyone but Sean. Okay, that was. I thought he said he would still do it, but just not in Canada. But okay. And anywhere but Canada, right? He told
I wonder
Vince
if there's
about.
beef between him and Sean. I wonder.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of beef between the two. That's a whole saga. If you want to, I would say check out the YouTube channel Wrestling Bios. That guy does a lot of great deep dives and everything. So check out that channel if you want to go into some wrestling lore. And also says, how about Taker or Austin or Vader, etc. And Vince wanted Sean. Sean was kind of the golden boy at the time. But Taker would have been an easily better person, give Austin the rub because he was coming up at that time. He would have been perfect for it. Meteor Advocate Timon says, last Marvel movie I watched was Endgame, and unless there is a hard reboot, I'm out. Dude, that pretty much they need to do a hard reboot at this point. Start fresh, especially now that the properties that they've got that could do it. Yeah. And hello, Captain Keeley. Saying good day, chat. And Brendan Trent asked him the same thing, but then Captain Keeley says, if we're talking about best Vader scenes, got to be the scene where he talks to Luke on Endor. Beautifully done. That was one of the ones I said. Right before he takes him up there, and there's the whole thing between the two, and he inspects the lightsaber, and he's just like, your training is complete. And you can probably tell there's a hint of pride in there. He's like, yes, my boy. Making his own lightsaber and everything. Captain Keeley saying in all aspects, acting and dialogue. Yep. No, like I said, that's definitely one of my favorites as well. And then just when he was taunting him and everything on the Death Star as they're fighting is great. But then Melissa Lord brought up the death scene, and just, oh God. It like I said, it has different impacts now that I'm older. It really does. But okay, let me get to this really quick since we missed out on it. OG Star Wars did get this when this event was going down. Says, finally, I suppose Kennedy was waiting for George Lucas to reach out to Lucasfilm in regards to his passing. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Because it was like a day or so before this had before they had even said anything. Because let's see. I have it's about the same day, September 9th. The article that I have from Deadline, which I think was what kind of announced it for a lot of people, was on September 9th as well. But they were certainly waiting for it. We could go into this one. It does allegedly have words from George Lucas. Cap this off here, because hey, it's how we've started is talking about Star Wars and everything for this channel and all that. So yeah, the actor who gave Darth Vader his iconic voice has passed away. Everyone at Lucasfilm was deeply saddened to learn of the passing of James Earl Jones at the age of 93. For over 4 decades, the stage and screen actor lent his voice to the role of Darth Vader in the Star Wars saga. James Earl Jones is one of the most versatile and talented actors of our time, with iconic body of work across film, stage, and television, says Kathleen Kennedy. The menacing baritone he brought to Darth Vader will forever be beloved by fans and regarded as one of the great villainous performances in cinema. His commanding presence on screen and warm personality off screen will be greatly missed. I mean, for anybody, yeah, Darth Vader and all that was how people got into. They were all for the Empire. James was an incredible actor, a most unique voice, both in art and spirit, says George Lucas. For nearly half a century, he was Darth Vader, but the secret to it all is he was a beautiful human being. He gave depth, sincerity, and meaning to all his roles, amongst the most important being devoted husband to the late Cece and dad to Flynn. James will be missed by so many of us, friends and fans alike. James Earl Jones first crossed paths with Lucasfilm in early 1977 when he was cast to perform the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars, just simply Star Wars, but yes, we'll say A New Hope. He'd already been an accomplished actor on stage and screen for decades, with appearances in such classics as Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb from 1964, a film that influenced writer-director George Lucas. While Jones was what many would agree is one of the most recognizable voices of all time and has helped to make Darth Vader a cinema legend, he was actually not Lucas's first choice for the voice role. Quote, the rumor is that he thought of Orson Welles, recalled Jones, and then probably thought that Orson might be too recognizable. So what he ends up picking is a voice that was born in Mississippi, raised in Michigan, and was a stutterer. And that's kind of a big takeaway. I think what some people look at is this was a guy that overcame something like stuttering and had such a amazing performing voice. You didn't hear a stutter or anything like that, and he did phenomenal. That's somebody overcoming something like that. That's what you do. You don't wallow in it, you overcome it. That's what he did, and look at what he did. And that happened to be my voice. Today, of course, it would be hard to imagine anyone else being cast as the voice of the first Star Wars villain. With his resonant bass register, Jones was uniquely suited for the role. The technique about recording that voice was to keep it within very strict boundaries in inflection, and there was no way to enlighten the voice with awareness, Jones would explain. Quote, in fact, my job was to keep awareness out of Darth Vader's voice, take all the humanity out of it, and yet he still has some cheeky, like it was the apology accepted, Captain Nita. Like there's some tone of like even humor in that. That could just be my interpretation of it, or just the way I am taking that scene. Jones was always very generous with his praise of David Prowse for his physical performance of Vader. David Prowse worked very hard to create Darth Vader. I take no credit for the character. I think that the performance is in your head. Vader is a good proof that if you stay out of the way of a character, good, effective dialogue will evoke in the viewer or listener all kinds of wonderful things that come from the viewer's mind. That is a very excellent point. Like, yeah, David Prowse was doing all not all the physical acting, because they did have a stunt actor that did the lightsaber combat. But then everything else outside of that was David Prowse giving that body language. That also does add very much, yes, to the performance of what's going on. So, yeah, credit to him as well. In the 1980s, Empire Strikes Back, Jones spoke one of the most iconic lines in the motion picture history. No, I am your father. The actor recalled that when I first saw the dialogue that said, Luke, I am your father, I said to myself, he's lying. I wonder how they're going to play that lie out. That one simple line of dialogue helped define the narrative arc of the Star Wars saga for the next 25 years. As Jones himself would explain, quote, Darth Vader doesn't think he's evil, and then the suggestion that he has not always been evil. So the story becomes, how does one become evil, and how is one redeemed from it? Jones was able to bring that arc full circle in 2005 when he returned to the role of Darth Vader for Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Once again, the characteristic humility. He paid tribute to actor Hayden Christensen, who, after portraying Anakin Skywalker, would also don Vader's costume. Quote, I see great potential toward all the Darth Vader choices in that young man, he said while the film was still in production. Darth Vader remained an indelible component of Jones's career for another 2 decades, as he reprised the character in everything from television series, Star Wars Rebels, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Obi-Wan Kenobi one's debatable. That might have been mostly AI.
Yeah.
I have to.
He was credited.
He was credited, yes, but that potentially was AI usage, or all of it was, or touching up. I don't know. I think it was. At the end of the day, I think OG Star Wars was right. It was probably nothing but. To theme park attractions, Star Tours, The Adventures Continue, and more feature films. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Quote, I am so pleased to be a part of the whole legend. He would reflect, even as an observer, and I am just an observer. I am a special effect, at best. For all us at Lucasfilm and for countless members of the audience, James Earl Jones was far more than just an observer. He was the voice of the character at the center of our most beloved story, and he will remain in our hearts and imaginations forever. He will never not be the voice of Darth Vader for anybody. And I always think of how funny it was when I remember watching the movie The Sandlot for the first time, and it gets to the end of the movie, and there is James Earl Jones. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. And I start hearing him talk more. I'm like, motherfucking Darth Vader up in here.
Right.
And that is, of course, some of the early experiences of going, oh, actors, they go into other stuff. They're not just one, just one thing. But a big RIP for James Earl Jones. Like they said, even in this, there's a mountain of work that you can certainly watch with him in it. And like also people pointed out, his role in Conan the Barbarian as the villain for that character, again, of like, holy shit, it's Darth Vader. But I can actually see him. But yeah, check out, there's plenty of things to go down memory lane and enjoy any of his old work that he had done. Oh yeah, and Field of Dreams as well. So yeah. Busy man, and again, big RIP to the big guy that gave such a intense voice to the Dark Lord of the Sith.
Absolutely.
And I think, to cap it off, Brandon Trent asking us about our favorite Darth Vader moments is perfect. I think we had some great ones there. So, yeah. Since we didn't get to, do our little thing for when it first happened, at least we got to it eventually.
Right.
Okay, let me get through some chat really quick, and I think it might be time. Let's see. Captain Keeley said, if we're talking about Vader scene, okay, yeah, we got to that one. And hello, Jordan Star Wars. How's it going? Saying, long live the expanded universe, Hail Knights. I hope everyone's doing wonderful. We are. Kind of went through that sad news, unfortunately. Maybe some people haven't get remembrance of it, but hey, positive things is that you can always go back and enjoy the work that he has done. Brandon Trent says, I'm really going to miss James Earl Jones. Gone, but won't be forgotten. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's that is kind of the crazy thing when you have to stop and think about it. It's like, man, some of your favorite God, nope, never mind. Nope, positive. Yep, absolutely. Gone but not forgotten. Melissa Lord said, I love Sandlot. James Earl Jones was friends with Babe Ruth in the movie. Yeah, that's right. And I just love it too, because the kid explains to James Earl Jones he's playing a blind man too, and he's just explaining how the baseball that he had was his stepfather's, and that it got chewed up by the dog, and as the kid explains it to him, and I just love how James Earl Jones, as he has the baseball bat in his head, he just kind of like says so blankly to the kid, I was wrong. You're not in trouble. You're dead where you stand. Just that Babe Ruth signed autographed baseball got chewed the holy hell back. But he's like, here you go, kid. For all your guys' trouble, even though you guys were causing a bunch of noise outside my house, here's a different ball that you can hopefully give to your stepdad and make up for it. Which was like I think it was like the whole team at the time, and included Babe Ruth on there. So great movie, and that's a great kind of teen movie sort of thing. Check it out if you haven't. It's good. Let's see. Brandon Trent says James Earl Jones is also Mufasa in the original Lion King. That's right. That's right. one of the few Disney movies that I actually saw as a kid. It was that and Aladdin. Okay. I think now it is time. It is time for the Stargates.
Yes.
And for anybody that is unawares, when we get to the Stargate Watch, we will be turning off the YouTube side and we will be going over to predominantly Kick, Rumble, and Odyssey. You are more than welcome to join us on either of those platforms and watch along, because I can at least then display the show there on those platforms. Timon's excited. He's ready for it because this is Tok'ra Part 2.
Oh, yes.
And to anybody that I want to say thank you to everybody that's been here for this main portion of it. I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, you can head on over to any of those platforms and watch along with us. But I'll just say again, thank you to Timon. He's already over on Kick. Look at him. Look at him. He's excited. He's ready for it. I love it. I love the energy. But for everybody else, thank you, Brandon Tran, Melissa Lord, Jordan Star Wars, Captain Keeley, Star Wars Marvel Purist, Nerdy Neo, Tris, who popped in earlier, Static 2020, and if I'm Sparta Chris, Tabletop Junkies, Daxinar, and another new face to the channel. Thank you very much for dropping on by. And also, I didn't catch this earlier. God dang it. But thank you, Daxinar, for subscribing to the YouTube side of the channel. Thank you very much. We're almost hitting 300 on YouTube here. We are at, what are we at? Let me see here. What are we at?
299. One more.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Don't tease me. 296. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Appreciative to all of you for doing so. Really awesome. And again, thank you all for being here so far. And we will now play it on out. All right, catch you later, Nerdy Neo. Thank you for hanging out while you could, bud.
Thank you.
And thank you for the meme, sir. Thank you for the meme. Love it. Love it. All right, so here we go. And like it is, we'll catch you on that other side.